Welcome to Yoga with Dogs with me, Becca, and my dog, Mabel. Today is day 16 of the 30-day yoga challenge, so please get on your mat if you'd like to follow along, or you can just watch. If you're similar to me and in your late 40s and you've had a few kids, it's really important to do a daily yoga practice. It's a lot more beneficial if you do at least 20 minutes of yoga several times a week, if not daily, rather than just 1 or 2 or 3 long sessions of yoga. Let's start out today by getting into a tabletop position and then transitioning into child's pose or a variation of puppy's pose. It's yogi's choice. Just listen to your body and do exactly what feels good for you. This is a great opportunity to stretch your back as well as simultaneously warm up your wrists and your feet, ankles. Try to sync up your motions with the breath and come fully into your body. If you slept a little wonky and you're having some pain in your joints and in your shoulders, put one hand on your ear and let's do some shoulder rolls. First one way, then the other, and then do your other side. Let's do a few cat-cows to awaken our spine and to introduce as much movement as possible. Now to further open up your shoulders and to get some relief if you have any back or neck pain from sleeping, reach for the sky, do a side twist, then thread the needle through and lay your ear on your mat. I then like to extend one of my legs to help increase the stretch. Do a few wrist rotations to help prepare them to support your plank. Turn your hands towards your knees. Rock gently back and forth, peeling your hands off the mat. And then when you shift your weight to your feet in the back, spread out your toes and flex your feet to fully stretch out that arch and every single toe. Puppy pose. Tabletop and transition into downward facing dog. Catch a wave and roll your body through to an inverted back bend or upward facing dog. Transition between downward facing dog, roll through to a plank and then into upward facing dog a few times to fully wake up your whole body. Stay in downward facing dog and take your dog for a walk, pedaling out your feet, syncing your movements with your breath. Now let's get into a tabletop position and do a few cat-cows, melting into a puppy pose and then rolling forward to an upward facing sphinx. You don't have to do anything correctly or perfectly. You just have to introduce movements. Now walk your hands to one side to get a nice side stretch. And then when ready, slowly go back to center and go to your other side. And just feel that stretch along the muscles in your side body. Let's get into a tabletop and then melt into a deep puppy pose. I have arthritis and some damage in my lower spine and in my neck, as many of us do when we get into our 40s and 50s. I slowly worked on my back and spine to become more flexible. And so it's important to note that if you're not flexible in your back, don't ever force anything. Just do only what your body lets you do. And over time, it tends to loosen up. I'm working on my spine by doing some back bends. Now get into your Sphinx pose, putting a lot of your body weight on your forearms. Lift those back legs and point your toes and flex every single muscle in your buns and legs and just lift for the heavens and hold. Slowly lower down and get into a plank, transitioning into a downward facing dog. Again, pedal out your legs and introduce movement by going side to side, moving your hips, bend your knees, and try to get your chest a little bit closer to the tops of your thighs. Lift one leg high to the heavens and step it through. And get into a lunge. Go into a warrior and then cactus your arms and roll your shoulders back. If you feel like you can't keep your balance, and oftentimes I can't, you can lower your leg to make it easier. Here I'm bouncing a little to wake up my thigh muscles. If you lose your balance, you can focus on squeezing thighs together to get some solid foundation. Here I'm twisting to the side and then reaching up, losing my balance and having to recenter. Swoop the arms down for a forward fold. Transition into a lunge. Sweep the arms up for your warrior. Cactus your arms out while rolling your shoulders back to make your shoulder blades meet in the back. Squeeze those thighs together to get a better foundation. I don't always have the best balance, so I have to do that a lot. We're all just learning here every single day, so you don't have to be good at it, you just have to do it. Cactus your arms out. Reach your back arm to touch that back leg and the front arm to reach for the heavens so that you're doing a stretch and a twist, a side twist and a back stretch at the same time. Get into a plank, chaturanga. I like to pause in order to strengthen my arm muscles and hover a bit before lowering yourself with control all the way to the ground. Get into your Sphinx pose and lift those legs up again, flexing every single muscle that you have. If you're female and in your late 40s, one thing that definitely occurs that I've noticed with my body is just loss of elasticity and muscle tone in my legs, especially the upper legs. Walk yourself forward. Do a half lift up with a straight back and then melt back down into your forward fold. Repeat a few times. Yogi's choice, whatever feels good. Grab each elbow if you want and sway from side to side, letting your head be completely pulled down by gravity alone. No forcing. Just let your torso, your trunk, your head be completely free to find the ground in any way that gravity dictates. Rotating a little bit side to side to stretch out your sides, and then slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae to a standing position. Mountain pose, push the air down around you, and do a few shoulder shrugs or rolls. Now clasp your wrist on the opposite arm, pull it up, and then slightly over into a side bend. Okay? Same on the other side. Get into a seated position and let's do some traditional butterfly pulses. I'm going to stretch my neck out. I have arthritis in my neck, and it's something I work on throughout the whole day, doing neck rotations, stretching out my neck, trying to relieve the tightness and the discomfort that I feel often. A lot of stiffness occurs in the neck if you don't do certain things every day as you age, like looking to each shoulder several times. You usually should do it about 30 times. Breathing in on the left side and exhaling on the right side. Tuck one foot into your side leg. Adjust your hip to go backwards a bit to get it into socket, and then do a forward fold. Massage your legs to help them release. Stay here a few moments. Massage your feet and your toes. And then walk your hands back up and to do some more neck rolls and then switch sides. Push your leg back into its socket to make sure that your forward fold is going to benefit you as much as possible. Slowly let your muscles release in their own time, and reach out and give your feet and your toes a nice massage. In a pointed position, if you want to rub and get a nice good stretch on the top of your foot, that oftentimes gets neglected, that top muscle on the top of your foot. I'm now going to try to introduce as much movement as possible into the hips by doing windshield wipers. I'm going to be trying to work out my legs a little bit to increase some strength and to get some firmness back into them. Through the aging process, it's been very difficult for me to accept the changes that naturally occur in one's body. But one thing I do think that it's important to work on is to try to keep your legs as strong, firm, and in good working condition as possible. Do yourself a side stretch. And then pull up and do this variation I have of starfish. Just to sort of get some movement into your back by shifting the weight and the energy from stretching out your hips and using that energy to build up, to push the hips up to the sky into a kinder, more gentler variation of starfish after you do your side stretch. Continue to explore your joints, your hips, your legs. Pull your leg up. Massage the feet, the ankles. And just here is a great opportunity to try to increase your flexibility. Now, placing one foot over by the other side of your knee, push your thigh into your chest and look behind you, creating a deep stretch in that thigh. Now, let's do that other side. Cross your legs, one foot over the other knee. Put your hand behind you and look behind you while pressing that leg into your chest to kind of deepen that stretch. Now let's do a center stretch. Point your toes and flex them several times. Then grab your big toe if you want, or your ankles, or whatever your comfort level is, and try to get a center bend, increasing the suppleness and flexibility in your hips and in the muscles and joints and tendons in your groin area. Clasp your hands behind you and pull up to do a stretch in your shoulders and arms while simultaneously creating a deeper center stretch. Wiggle out any tension in your thighs that might have been building up from the work. And now is a great time to grab an apparatus. For me, I grabbed my water, which is the closest, but oftentimes I use dumbbells set up on one side. And we're going to do something to kind of try to strengthen and firm up the top of that leg. The top of your thighs, particularly right above your knee, can accumulate fat deposits, cellulite, wiggles and jiggles. It's just naturally occurring with the aging process as we get closer to becoming elderly. But I will not turn into that without a fight. It's been very hard for me to accept that, as I've always been into sports, dance, and running my whole life. So watching my body age has been a little bit bittersweet. I'm so thankful that God has blessed me to still be here and to enjoy every single day so many years. I've outlived a lot of people that I grew up with, and I'm so thankful and blessed. But I miss my youthful toned legs, and no matter what we do, they will become elderly looking, of course, and lose strength and suppleness. But we can do a lot of work to create some longevity with our strength. A lot of studies now show that cellulite in your body is not actually a direct result of genetics or fat deposits, but a lot of studies show now it's basically a hydration issue. I try to drink a gallon of water every day, and I consume electrolytes and amino acids to keep my hydration levels on point. And even if it's not true that keeps cellulite from occurring, well, at least you're hydrated and safe. Becoming dehydrated and being chronically dehydrated might result in having chronic headaches, fatigue, and a myriad of other health issues. Right here, it's a good opportunity to go into a mermaid and clasp your legs behind you to get that deep stretch. Afterwards, come into a cross-legged position, rub your hands together, work your neck out a little bit if you need to, as I often do because I have some pretty bad arthritis in my neck. And rock back and forth a little bit on your sits bones. Any kind of tension or kinks that might have accumulated in those hip bones, you can release that way. This is a move that is often used to open up your throat chakra. Look up and down while flapping your elbows and flare them out. That helps me. I don't know if it'll help you, but it helps me with my neck discomfort when I wake up in the morning. Do a pigeon pose, a lying pigeon pose, transition into a upward facing dog. Go into a Sphinx pose and lift one leg up as high as you can and the opposite arm at the same time. Balance yourself on your supporting arm in the Sphinx pose. Push up into a plank. Downward facing dog. Now do your laying pigeon pose on the opposite side. Lay over that resting leg and to deepen that stretch in your hip. And then back into your plank. Do a slow chaturanga, keeping your elbows close to the sides of your body. Do an upward facing dog or do a Sphinx. Your supporting weight is going to be on that supporting arm. Extend one leg and the opposite arm. Now, grab your ankles up towards your head and grab them. If you need a strap, towel, or something like that, please use it. And I just focus on grabbing those feet and then pushing the feet against my hands as hard as possible. That will deepen that stretch in your back. Now do a downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to meet your feet so that you are now transitioned into a forward fold. Keep your knees soft so that you don't hyperextend your knees. Slowly roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Right now, I'm just wanting to make sure that my hips and legs are properly warmed up. Later in the day, we're going to be doing a hike. with a lot of elevation. Doing some, sitting back on your bum side to side to strengthen that side leg. And then transition into a side lunge. Fully opening up your muscles. Turn to the side, transition into plank. Roll forward a little bit. Lift a leg and do chaturanga, one-legged plank chaturanga. Lift up, plank transition, downward facing dog. Roll forward into plank. Lift the opposite leg, one-legged chaturanga. Slow and with control. And then float up into dolphin pose. Cross your legs and push yourself back into a seated position. Get into a bit of a butterfly. Roll on your sits bones. This is more of a Kundalini Kriya, but I like to incorporate it. It's almost like a boat pose, but go in and out or forward and back as you breathe. Now we're going into a boat pose. Lean back a little bit and then pull yourself back up, balance and hold it. This will strengthen your core. Legs down. Roll forward, stretch. And now let's prepare ourselves to relax. It's been a long practice. With your legs open wide, lay back, take some moments and breathe, and let the gravity in your head transition to the back of the mat. When ready, roll up. Do some leg stretches. Grab your big toe if you need to. Pull it out from your side. Cross over and bend forward. The other side. From a seated position, pull your leg up. Explore the space around you. Need be, grab a big toe, fly it out to the side. You should find that this may create a pinch in the outside of your hip, which is perfect. These muscles are not used in every day, especially if you work in an office. If you sit and you stay seated for long periods of time, there's a lot of movements that you are not using every day. And it's important to incorporate that into your daily yoga practice. Do your legs in a butterfly position and then relax yourself back down once more, letting all of the weight and gravity fall from the front of your head to the back. Put your hands on your belly or your chest and just breathe in and out and congratulate yourself for moving your body, waking it up, taking good care of it. Focus on your breath and slowing it down. Relax the top of your forehead, your eyes, your cheeks. When ready, pull your knees into your chest and do a few back rolls to massage the back. And when ready, get yourself into a seated position to then transition into a meditation. This is where we can purify our mind by relaxing the top of our head and letting it trickle downward. Wash your mind free of any worries from yesterday or today or tomorrow. Breathe in and out and only notice your surroundings, your breath, maybe a mantra like Sat Nam on your breath may help you. Give your mind a break. Control your thoughts, and if they wander, that's okay. Just refocus it back to the breath or your mantra. Each time, slow down your monkey mind so that your thoughts aren't creating chaos in your existence. Thank you so much for doing yoga with me today. I appreciate it, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day and rest of your week, and that you were able to get on your yoga mat and do a few movements and poses to help better your mind and your body and to increase the joy in your life. I love yoga, and I hope you do too. Have a blessed day. And here is Mabel's appearance. She's getting to be very old, and she can't quite be up in my face like she used to be. But she says hello. Hug your dog today. Bye.